Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve Choi. I'm the Executive Director of the New York Immigration Coalition. Thank you. And on behalf of NPNA and the New York Immigration Coalition, the NIIC 2015 co-hosts, and of course, our executive committee members, Make the Road New York and the Massachusetts Immigrant and Refugee Advocacy Coalition, I again want to welcome you to NIIC 2015. At this moment, I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming New York's senior Senator Chuck Schumer. Having served in the Senate for the past 15 years, it is clear that Senator Schumer is the senior statesman when it comes to immigration in Congress. He was the architect of several prior congressional attempts to pass immigration reform, including the 2013 Senate bill that was the first in more than a decade to actually pass in any House of Congress and received 68 votes, more than 2/3 of the entire Senate. More recently, Senator Schumer has played a key role in ensuring that Nepali immigrants are able to receive temporary protected status, TPS, which is something that the entire Nepali community is extremely grateful for, and that is an area where the Center has shown tremendous leadership. So we are very lucky today to be joined by Senator Chuck Schumer. Are we ready for the Senator? Please welcome Senator Schumer.
Well, thank you, Steve. It's great to be here. And you know, there couldn't be a better place for the National Immigration Integration Conference to hold its event than Brooklyn. Now, let me tell you why. Several reasons. First, we are a borough of immigrants. One of the reasons I love Brooklyn is there are so many different groups. In one school, in one public school in Brooklyn, we had 27 different ESL classes because we had so many immigrants from every corner of the world. And it's immigrants that have made Brooklyn great. Brooklyn is like a tube. You know, we used to, Coney Island, have these tubes you walk through that spun around. And what happens is people from all over the globe for centuries, ever since, you know who the original first immigrants were to America? English, the English, because the Dutch had settled in Brooklyn and weren't so sure they wanted to let the English come. And you walk through that tube called Brooklyn, and you walk in citizens of different countries, and you come out Americans. And then your children sally forth around the rest of the country and do great things. And what else do we have in Brooklyn? We have that beautiful lady with the torch. Well, she's in New York City, but we see her from Brooklyn, across the water. And what does that torch mean? It means the dream, the American dream. It beckons people from all over the world and says, come here, we want you here. We want you to become Americans. My middle name is Ellis, named for my uncle Ellis, after Ellis Island. My daughter's middle name is Emma, named for Emma Lazarus, the woman who wrote the poem on the base of the Statue of Liberty that said, "Give me your poor and your tired, earning to be free." And the reason, so it is great that you have chosen Brooklyn, because in Brooklyn, and the rest of America and the rest of America by and large does, but some in America ought to learn the lesson from Brooklyn. We love immigrants. Immigrants are great for our communities and great for America. And let me say, what is so one of the biggest differences between America and Europe? Why have we prospered far more than they? Why is there much less dissension in our land than in theirs? Maybe above all, because we welcome immigrants. We don't say, come here and work and then go home, we don't want you. We say, come here and work hard. And we know it'll be good for you and good for your families, but it will also be good for our country. And then we say, we want you not just to work here, we want you to become citizens here, like everybody else. We don't want something second-rate. We don't want you just for work. We want you to become full-fledged Americans. And when people from any country come, they see people from their town or from their family or from somewhere else who's been here a generation or two. And they have a nice house. And they have a couple of cars in the garage. And their kids are getting high at advanced degrees. And those people a generation ago or 2 generations ago were immigrants like the newly arrived. And they say that American dream, that torch, is not just for others, it is for me. That's the beauty of America, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest strength we have, bar none, is that we take people from every different place and welcome them, and love them, and prize them. So there are some voices right now that are trying to prey on anti-immigration sentiment. Don't let them get you down. We've had this in various times in America, particularly when economic times aren't that good. It happened, there was a whole party, I regret to say, came from New York, called the Know Nothing Party in the 1840s, dedicated to turning away immigrants. Guess where the Know Nothings are now? Nowhere. Guess where those who are anti-immigration now will be in a few years? Nowhere. And the voice of the mainstream of America, which knows how good immigrants are for America, from every region, from every color, from every creed, from every religion, from every economic level, will, I assure you, prevail. And that voice is going to help us. As Steve mentioned, am so proud to be the co-author, along with John McCain, a Democrat and a Republican, of comprehensive immigration reform. And I want to make a prediction. The anti-immigrant sentiment that is in, I'm not going to be partisan except a little, that is in the other party today is not only wrong morally and ethically and spiritually and American-wise, it's wrong politically. It's a bad move politically. And they will lose the election, and then in 2017, one of the first things, as far as best I can see to it, and I'm slated to become the Democratic leader, one of the very first things we will do is put comprehensive immigration on the floor of the Senate. It'll get to the floor of the House. It'll get to the President's desk, and we will have comprehensive immigration reform and make America whole once again. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless our immigrants here in America.
Thank you, Senator Schumer, for those inspiring words. And I know that I speak for a lot of our brethren out there that we will be working hand in hand with you to make sure that immigration reform does become a reality.